As you guys know, I've been playing this game since the first open beta on PS4, and I do have not a lot of knowledge on this game, and I feel I can pass it down and give some tips. Not saying tips that I wish I would have known before I played, more so tips when you start the game. It's going to be easier for you to just play, right? And for you to focus after you finish a campaign, because when you play the campaign, you mainly have one focus. When you go to Avenger Initiative before finishing the campaign, it says this is post-campaign, so you're going to get spoiled. When you finish the campaign, you just get thrown into the wolves, and it's kind of weird. So that's why I'm going to give you guys 7 tips, beginner tips, when you start off after the campaign, we'll say. And the first one is quite easy. You really want to continue your global offense mission chain. By doing the global offense mission chain, you kind of unlock more missions. You kind of unlock the hives, the Inhuman Alliance mission chains. You unlock all of these as well, and you unlock more missions for you to just continue playing. Because I remember for a while I had no more new missions to play, so I was like, all right, then let me see what I can do. And I had all of these mission chains that I didn't do, and the global offense one was the one that kept giving me more missions and more and more and more and more and more. So I was like, all right, you know what, let me just continue this. And I unlocked the hives, I unlocked the Inhuman Alliance mission chains as well, and I kind of didn't know beforehand about that. Even I was playing the hives with other people when I was doing quick matches. I didn't unlock them myself, but now I have them, and it's pretty hype. So yeah. Number 2, it's pretty simple. Try to get your character to level 50 before going for the loot that's in the maps when you do your missions. Yeah, I understand you want good loot, you want this, you want that, blah blah blah. It's understandable. You want your character to be as strong as possible that he can beat and do your core build before actually going for your other build on the side as well with your gear. Because what will it change? Even if you have good loot, that your character cannot actually break a shield without just pressing the triangle for a long time. It's kind of stupid. Or what if you're gonna be in the missions and your own supportive ability can't heal your other characters at the same time, can't even go at the best of your capability. So that's why I would say, instead of actually going exploring the full map, go level up your character to level 50. And honestly, it doesn't take that long to get your character to level 50. I remember even my boy Marban, as you see on the screen, probably every mission that we did, we probably leveled up twice. So if there's 50 levels, you level up at least twice. You're probably gonna get to level 50 in 25 rounds. It's a grind, it takes a while. 25 rounds is probably like what? It's probably a good 8-9 hours of grinding for one character. But I do suggest that you just level up your character to level 50 first, then after that go for the loot on the side. Kind of forgot to say this, but even during the game, when you don't get the loot, your mission rewards and the stuff that the enemies drop, you're going to get some loot. You will get some better loot while you level up your character. So you don't always need to go find the loot that's going on the side, because sometimes even the loot in the map is not that great, and sometimes the mission rewards are better than the loot that you got in the map. That tip actually goes to my third one. You don't always need to fight. Imagine you're in a huge map. You know, the vault missions, I think they are the hugest of maps where you have a lot of loot you can go explore and shit. Every time you go to a question mark, there's always a fight going on. The thing is, yes, I love fighting, so I will fight, and it makes me better at fighting and dodging with my Black Widow, because you need to learn how to dodge. But sometimes what you need to know is you don't always need to fight, because that's how it makes your missions actually long and dreadful, because you're always fighting. Sometimes you will need to fight. You can just run in, get your loot, and just leave after. If you love fighting, then fight. It's fine. Do what you need to do. Fight as much as you want. It's all good. But I suggest you don't always fight, because sometimes some missions, if you put it to probably brutal, you will have a mission modifier that will say enemies won't always drop a regen pack. And if you go back to my second tip saying that level up your character to level 50, if you didn't put it to level 50 and you don't have an upgrade, well, if you do a takedown, there's a regen pack that comes up. Yeah, so what are you gonna do after, right? That's what I'm saying. And this one it correlates to my 4th tip. A lot of people have done this as well, but it's okay to run away sometimes if you're being overwhelmed in a fight. It will happen sometimes where you are probably alone and you have probably 6 or 7 big people on you, and you're like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? And sometimes it is actually okay to just jump and just leave the fight, just to recollect your thoughts. Start throwing projectiles at some people to just push them away. If you feel you're probably good right now in that moment, you can jump in and go back in that fight. Or what you can do as well is just probably take one person at a time if you feel that's the best option for you, depending where you're thinking of doing and what character you have. My example, I'm gonna use it over there. It's something I just wanted to add here while I'm editing. With Black Widow, when I'm being overwhelmed, I like to jump around and probably take 1% at a time and shoot my guns and see who I can take first, who has the less life, and then I go in the fray again if it's better, you know. Just depends what you're thinking, but it's understandable that sometimes you need to run away a lot. With some people who can't crowd control properly, example Black Widow, if you don't have your ult, you can't really crowd control at all. It's very hard, so sometimes you will run away in a fight a lot. I'm talking to a Black Widow main here, and there's nothing bad about that. It will happen sometimes and it's completely fine, because if you don't run away, sometimes you just get jumped and you will die, and then if you die, your other teammates are gonna deal with the lack of load that you didn't deal with, so they will die and you will fail, and then you guys will all fail the mission as a whole. My 5th tip for this one: stay with your team, bro. Stay with your team. Don't run around. Don't go first. Don't go heading. Okay, I know I keep on doing gray zones in this video, like, I'm sorry. It's just I'm trying to add up to what I'm saying, and I forgot to say while I recorded this part. It's just some characters can afford going head first before waiting. If their teammates are not that far back, some characters can afford it, like Thor and Hulk can afford it, right? But just let me continue explaining what I was saying. In the footage you see, I do go ahead in, because I'm playing with Marman is under leveled compared to me, and I say I'll go soften up the battlefield for you because I'm stronger. And if you guys didn't know, the way that the mission scales, it scales into the weakest person in your party. So I'm always stronger than when we do his missions, so I soften up the battlefield for him. When you're gonna do hive missions where there's like 14 floors and big tough enemies, stay with your team. Don't go head first button, because when you play brutal, you know how hard it actually is, even if it scales to your level, to your friend's level or not. I think what brutal is it spawns more enemies, and more enemies, even if they hit hard or not, it's actually hard dealing with a lot of enemies. When you stay with your team, you guys just are able to have a circle around you guys where you can deal with people. If a buff is going on, imagine if Thor is using Warrior's Fury, he can push around all the enemies around him with the AoE that he has. If somebody's is in trouble, you can just run to them quickly. Instead, if you're far away over there, it's going to be hard for you to go help your teammate. If somebody dies, you can just help them right there. Any buff or anything that's going on, it will help the team if you guys just stay together. It's kind of hard being a team if somebody just runs off, right? And this one correlates to my 6th point: make friends, play with your friends, or make friends online. Because I've played my fair share offline. It's very boring playing this game without friends or without a team. I haven't played by myself except for the campaign that much, but it's pretty annoying when you don't know the people that you're playing with, because when you do, you guys have a basis of communication. When I play with Marman, he asks me for help, I run to him. If I need help, he runs to me. But if you're playing with people you don't know, you don't have that basis of communication. So what I suggest is go on Facebook groups, go on your consoles groups, find people to play with, make friends online in this game, because you will need a team. When raids and all those stuff are going to come through, you don't want to play with randoms, you want to play with a team. I have my in real life friends that have the game, but they're not really level like me. I'm making some friends on this game. I have you guys, some people on my followers who have this game as well. We're gonna play while I stream and everything. Yeah, if you don't follow me on Twitch or Twitter, it's right there in the corner when you see my little watermark. But anyways, and my last point, very easy, very not complicated, just have fun. For me, this game, I don't care what the critics say, saying it's repetitive, it's annoying. For me, every fight is different, and the harder you put the difficulty, the harder it is, because sometimes you actually need to concentrate yourself, and it's actually fun. It's so amazing. I've been waiting for this game for a long time, and people have known this, right? Don't rage, don't be mad at people, don't be blah 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 blah. Just have fun, okay? These are all the tips I can give to you guys. I just hope they help you. The more and more that we're gonna get content in this game, the more and more the tips are gonna be very useful for you, for some people. And this is only probably a week fresh of this game coming out, and I will continue making content like this because I need to update you guys, you know. I think the next video on Avengers I'm probably gonna do is probably a Thor build or an Iron Man build. Iron Man is the second leveled up person that I have. So I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments if you have any more tips. Talk to you guys for more tips or anything else, blah blah blah. Peace out, my dudes and dudettes.